Hello everyone, my name is Oktay Avcı, and welcome to this week's presentation where we're going to be talking about multiple intelligences by Howard Gardner. We're going to be talking about his theory of multiple intelligences, which there were originally seven of them, but now there are eight. We're going to be talking about that right now. So let's get on with the outline itself. Let's see what we're going to be talking about. If I can skip this, yes. So what we're going to be talking about today is that we're going to be talking about who is actually Howard Gardner is. We're going to be looking at, who he is, what he does, and, what made him famous. Well, it's kind of obvious what made him famous. We're going to be talking about that, but, we're just going to be very briefly looking at who he is and, his work, his most important work, should I say. And after that, we're going to be talking about Gardner's seven intelligences. And there's a plus one, as we have mentioned, but we're going to be talking about that later. So at the very end, we're going to talk about the importance of multiple intelligences in the classroom. And in that, we are going to be talking about, how does, Howard Gardner's multiple intelligence, his theory of multiple intelligences help students in the classroom. So let's start with Howard Gardner itself or himself. Well, Howard Gardner is a developmental psychologist and a professor of cognition and education at Harvard University. So we can pretty much say he is very smart. And he is best known for his theory of multiple intelligences, which we're going to be talking about today. And he released his theory of multiple intelligences in the book you can see at the right side of the screen. It's called Frames of Mind, and if I'm not mistaken, he released this book in 1983. I'm not so sure about that, but it's probably 1983. And in his book, he talks about intelligence and how he sees intelligence as the ability to solve problems or make products. And so in his book, he has, listed some criteria for what you can call an intelligence. So based on his criteria, he named originally seven different intelligences, but as from its release, uh, you know, after its release, in the recent years, he added one extra new type of intelligence, and we're going to be talking about that too. So let's look at the intelligences themselves. So as you can see, these are the intelligences of Howard Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences. So let's look at them one by one. The first type of intelligence we have here is the spatial kind of intelligence, where you can visualize the world in three dimensions. This basically means that you can see the world as it is in three dimensions. We can see more than three dimensions. And after that, we have linguistic type of intelligence. In this type of intelligence, you can find the right words to express what you mean. You can choose the correct words correctly to, basically tell what you want to tell. And then we have interpersonal type of intelligence. Well, this means that you can understand yourself and you can understand what you feel and what you want. And as its accomplice, we have interpersonal type of intelligence where you can sense what other people feel, what other people want, and you can understand their motives. So this one is basically like kind of empathy. These interpersonal and interpersonal type of intelligence, they go, one on one, they go together. And after that, we have logical or mathematical type of intelligence, where you can quantify things, you can make hypotheses, and you can prove them wrong or you can prove them right. And it's a bit academic. And then we have musical type of intelligence, where you can discern sounds, you can discern their tones, you can discern their pitches, you can discern their rhythm and their timbre. And lastly, we have bodily or kinesthetic type of intelligence, where you can coordinate your mind with your body. And yeah, these were the original seven ones that Gardner released in his book Frames of Mind in 1983. But as years went by, Howard Gardner actually added another new type of intelligence, and he called that type of intelligence the naturalist type of intelligence. And in this type of intelligence, you can understand the living things, and you can read the nature, which is basically about you can be one with the nature. So it's about that. So these are the eight type of intelligences in Howard Gardner's multiple theory of multiple intelligences. So let's look at how does Howard Gardner's multiple intelligences help students in the classroom itself. Well, as he has mentioned in his book itself, I'm not so sure, but he mentions that these seven and later eight type of intelligences, they rarely operate by themselves. So what does that basically mean is that while students are trying to learn new skills, and once they're trying to solve problems, Gartner's intelligences, these eight different intelligences, they cooperate with each other and they accompany each other. So they're not basically independent, they're always dependent on themselves. They're not completely dependent on themselves, they can be independent too, but they are generally cooperating. So when they cooperate, they're their cooperativeness, should I say, allows students to make process once they're trying to learn things, once they're trying to learn new skills, and once they're trying to solve problems. So this is the kind of help Howard Gardner's multiple intelligence theory of multiple intelligences help. This is the benefit that it gives. But if you look at from the psychological kind of perspective, psychologists don't actually appreciate Howard Gardner's multiple intelligences that much. It does not have that much acceptance, should I say? But in terms of education, his theory of multiple intelligences is very supported by educators around the world. And yeah, this was Howard Gardner's multiple intelligences, the theory of multiple intelligences. So yeah, this was it for this week, and I hope I can see you in the upcoming week. So see you later until then.